Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Now today we're going to be reviewing week 31 of the Premier League football season. Of course there was only 4 matches last week due to it being FA Cup weekend, and of course there's not going to be any predictions on this week's show as it's the international break. So let's just go through last week's games.
So first up, Bournemouth won 2-1 against West Brom. West Brom thought they were going to win at first because they did get that first goal, didn't they?
They took the lead, of course, via Rodriguez.
Yeah, they took the lead via Rodriguez, who should have been an established signing for them this year. But Bournemouth, they do what Bournemouth do best. They come back into it.
They did. They come back into it. I think the second goal was by Stanislas, a fantastic free kick, top corner. Foster in goals, couldn't reach it. Brilliant result.
So I predicted 2-0 for this match when I got 1 point, and you predicted 2-1, so you get a perfect score.
That's right, with 3 points.
Yep.
Okay, moving on to the second game, which was Huddersfield against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, look, well, they totally dominated the match, coming away with a 2-0 victory. Huddersfield couldn't, I think they had 1 or 2 chances, but Palace looked far superior on the day, which does their hopes of escaping the relegation zone and that area.
I think they might turn it around, but that's a debate for later, really.
I think they will myself. You came away, you said it was a 1-0 victory to Palace. I thought it was going to be 1-1, so you come away with 1 point, and I come away with 0 points.
Okay, so next up we have Stoke versus Everton. Now, Everton won this one 2-1. Stoke, they seem like they're going to go down, sat in 19th position. Lambert, he just, I don't think he can save them. It was a panic appointment, and I just don't think it was correct. Now looking at it from a few games in advance, but
yeah, this one surprised me slightly, as Everton's away form have been dire of late, really. But is his name Tosson?
Tosson, yeah.
For Everton, he's been scoring for fun. Got another 2 goals on the weekend. Choupo-Moting chipped in with a goal.
So I predicted this match to finish 2-0 to Everton, and it was obviously 2-1, so I get 1 point, and you predicted it to be a draw, which means you get no points. So currently it is 3-3.
The final match of the weekend, as there was only 4 matches, was Liverpool's victory against Watford. Totally dominant, 5-0 of course. Salah scored 4 goals, assisted Firmino for his other. Some of his goals was amazing, the dribbling, I think Firmino's sort of back flip come back heel from Salah's cross was fantastic as well.
It was really good.
Scores on the doors, we both predicted Liverpool will win. I predicted a 3-0 victory to Liverpool, you predicted 4-0, so we both get 1 point for that.
I was close.
So overall, you had 4 points for the week.
And you had 4 points.
I had 4 points.
Yes.
Overall for the campaign, you're now on 216 points. And I'm on 207, so I'm still 9 points behind you. 9 points behind you as well last week. So there's 7 games now until the end of the season, so maybe I'll catch up with you, maybe I won't. We'll see how it goes. We did have 1 fixture that we did predict in the FA Cup, which was Swansea against Tottenham. We both went for a Tottenham win. I had 2-0, you had 3-0.
I got a perfect score.
And I just had the 1 point. So if that was included, you'd have had 3 points, but it wasn't. But well done for predicting the correct score anyway.
Okay, so looking at the comment section, the winner this week was XX Gaming XX with 5 points, getting 5 points. So well done to you, XX Gaming XX.
Closely followed by, I think we'll give a shout out as well to Mason Richards, who had 4 points, and George Smith also had 4 points. So well done to you guys too.
Okay, so as there's no Premier League fixtures this week, we're going to have a quick update on the fantasy football, which is Bluebird Legends Fantasy League. Link in the description below if you want to join at this late stage. Yeah. So currently in first place, we've got the Foxes Flyers. Manager Nick Fox doing very well, 1,761 points. Well done to you, Nick. Followed by Invincible United by Oluwatobi Olengunkel. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. Then you've got 1,744 points. Well done to you as well. I'm sat in third place. You're sat in fourth
place. So this weekend we both played our free hit because there was only those 4 fixtures, which meant there was only 8 teams playing this weekend. We both drafted in a whole host of players from those teams as well. But of course, what every fantasy football manager should have done this week was put in Salah for those 4 goals and the 1 assist, which we both did. As you can see, your team, he was the big scorer along with Firmino, and you had IB as well of Bournemouth, who also scored a goal.
And I also had Choupo-Moting as well.
He also scored a goal for Stoke. So that's
Very
your
good.
team there. Looking at my team, of course I had 109 points, slightly more than you. Of course I went for Salah. I had Mane in there as well, who I think he came in with an assist or two. Tosson up front for Everton.
Very good choice.
Chipped in with 2 goals. And Choupo-Moting as well.
And you also had Firmino.
Firmino, he scored a goal as well.
So you had the Fab Three, or whatever they're known as now.
The Fab Three, or the...
Yeah.
That's right. At the top, as we said, it's
Yeah.
Nick Fox with Fox's Flyers on 1,761 points. So we need to do a little bit to catch him up. We're around about 30 to 40 points behind him. Okay, so that's the update on the Fantasy Football League. What we'll probably do now is come back to that in about the 7 or 8 weeks' time and see who is victorious in the league. Moving on though, who do you think is going to go down now from the Premier League?
Well, all I can say is West Brom are doomed. Sat on 20 points at the bottom of the table. They're 10 points off West Ham, who are sat in 17th, just outside the relegation zone. So West Brom definitely going down. They have their form is just atrocious anyway. Because looking at this website that we're currently on now, all I can see is red bars for West Brom.
That means they've lost all those matches.
Pretty much. Stoke sat in 19th. I can also see them going down, unfortunately. They might move up to 18th. It depends, really, if they pick up form. But with 27 points, I can't see them staying up. Then you've got the bit that gets really tricky. From 18th to 13th, any team can go down, really. Yeah,
there's a 5-point difference there.
Between those
So you've got Southampton, West Ham, Palace. I think Palace will escape it. They look really good against Huddersfield. Swansea and Newcastle. I think Brighton, they are on 34 points. I think they'll just
I think
survive
Brighton is safe. But
so who do you think? So you've got West Brom, Stoke. Who do you think your third place?
Well, I'm going to rule out Newcastle as going down. I think they're going to. I think they're going to stay up just because of how good their form has been lately.
Yeah, I think they've only lost once in the last 5 or 6 matches.
6 matches, yeah.
And they've really shored up that defence as well.
I can actually see West Ham going down. West Ham and Southampton. Only because the morale at West Ham at the moment is just the lowest it's ever been.
I think the next fixture is actually West Ham versus Southampton at the London Stadium. So that is an absolutely massive match.
That'll be the relegation fight. Whoever wins that one, I think, is going to stay up. Yeah, definitely whoever wins that match will stay up. Huddersfield, they do have some extremely tricky games coming up for
They do, and that's why I'm tipping them to go down along with West Brom and Stoke.
It's such a hard one to predict this season, but it's either going to be West Ham or Huddersfield going down. It's just I don't know who's going to be.
No, but it could all go down to that final because it's so tight down there. It could go down to that final weekend. Well, you got Southampton down there with Mark Hughes.
New manager.
They did get that victory over Wigan, I think it was, in the FA Cup.
But it's Wigan
2-0. It is different ball game when you're in the Premier League. So, but do you think Mark Hughes can turn things around down there on South Coast?
It depends. It depends because he's got a really good squad to play with him, but
he has, and they don't concede that many goals, but
really
they're not winning. They're not winning, and they have got a terrible running as well. It's going to be very, very tough.
It's hard to call, but I think Southampton will narrowly stay up. But
speaking about managers, of course, another manager went today. Jaap Stam had a terrible run of form with Reading.
One winning 19 games,
something like that. Yeah, I think
ridiculous.
They're in the bottom 7 as well. So
bearing in mind they were 1 match off the Premier League last year.
Well, they lost,
and now they're struggling for survival.
Well, they lost in the playoff final, of course. They find themselves at the bottom of the near the bottom of the championship. The owners, they push the panic button. They want to get out of that mess. I think they will. I think they'll stay up.
Yeah, they'll stay up.
But sadly, another manager goes. Okay, moving on. I heard a bit of a funny story today that Manchester United, a massive rumour this was, we're going to put song sheets on their seats in the stadium, which is a massive no-no. I think Arsenal did it a few years ago. Yeah. I think it's been confirmed that nothing official from the club, and they're not actually going to be going ahead with that. But it does.
They can't. It would be too embarrassing.
Well, it would be embarrassing for Manchester United. But the atmosphere I have heard there is not the greatest. Jose Mourinho, of course, is always saying, "Come out, it's got to be louder." But I think that's indicative of what modern stadiums they are. They've got rid of standing at these stadiums.
Yeah.
the amount of tourists you get at Manchester United
Don't
going away,
get me
and
started on
then
tourists.
you see them
I
all
just
with
have
their
a whole video
Yeah.
rant just about the type of people who go to football matches now.
So they're all there with their phones, you know, taking photos throughout the whole of the match. You know, that's great, take the odd photo, but get behind your team.
Yeah.
When Man United go away, fantastic, the away support is super, really loud, and you could say that for most of the teams in the Premier League, Championship, etc. But home, it's a different kettle of fish.
Exactly.
You know, what can clubs do to combat that? I don't know, maybe bring back in safe standing. You do get clubs like Crystal Palace who are very loud at home. You know, the likes of Liverpool, Man United, they can raise it.
Yeah,
but a lot of the time, it is really quiet at these grounds.
It depends.
So.
Each club has their own different individual case with atmosphere. Like, for example, Arsenal, they have a problem with ticket prices. They're through the roof.
Oh, they're through the roof. And that means
they can't fill their stadium because of it.
Yeah, that means that the man on the street who used to go to football years ago, he can't afford to go to Arsenal.
Exactly.
So that brings in a different clientele or different personnel
Brings in
on the well, not terraces anymore, in the stands. So,
and then you've got the people who can't go and watch Arsenal anymore go and watch teams such as Leyton Orient, who they can actually afford, who are also nearby. And then you've got teams such as Man United, huge problem with tourists, as you were saying.
Yeah.
And then you've got teams such as our team Cardiff, who we've been struggling with our attendances for the last few seasons.
Slightly, yeah. Well, you could say last few seasons because, well, people say they're poor quality, but it is a Championship, and I've been fairly happy. The managers, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't do that great, and
Russell Slade's a bit boring,
he steadied the ship, kept things in place, and then Warnock's come in. But the attendances are still not where they were a few years ago. Maybe that was to do with the price freeze back then. Yeah. But I think in the next few weeks now, I think they're going to go through the roof, because places like Derby, went away to Derby, that was sold out. Okay, that was sold out
within like a couple of days, wasn't it?
It was Brentford. That was sold out.
Brentford was sold out in 23 hours, I believe, as well. So.
Yeah. And I can see the lower of the Premier League, second division. I think it's going to go through the roof now.
Yeah, it's going to go through the roof. Because we're at Man City, look how fast that sold out in as well.
Yeah, but that was against...
That was an FA Cup side,
and that brought all the people out of the woodwork for that
yeah,
match.
But there was a good atmosphere, which is good, not just everyone on their phones.
Yeah, that was an excellent atmosphere. So guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks once again to the 339 subscribers who are watching this, and anyone else who is watching this video, who isn't a current subscriber, please subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Unfortunately, there's no predictions, as I keep on saying, for this weekend. If you've got anything to say, please leave a comment in the comment section. Leave a thumbs up if you like it. Let's see if we can get to 20 likes this week. If you don't like it, leave a thumbs down, but can you explain why you don't like the video? Maybe there's a bit of constructive criticism that you can leave, and I'll make improvements to the video. Yeah. Like somebody suggested a few weeks ago, to leave our predictions at the end of the video, which we're now doing on a weekly basis when there are predictions. So if you've got anything you'd like to say, please leave a comment in the comment section. But for now, guys, we'll bid you farewell, and we'll see you in next week's video.
Bye, guys.
Bye.